Before you scroll away, hear this. What if the feeling you keep brushing aside is not random at all? What if the unusual warmth around you, the strange pull, the quiet sense that someone is thinking about you right now is real? Not fantasy, not wishful thinking, real. There is someone younger than you whose heart has been moving toward you in silence. And the truth is, their feelings are much deeper than you think. They notice you. They remember you. They feel changed when you are near. You may have laughed this off. You may have told yourself that love does not arrive like this anymore. Not for you, not now. But stay with me, because what is building here is not light curiosity. It is emotional. It is steady. And the reasons behind it may touch you more than you expect. In the next few moments, you may start seeing your own life differently. You may even recognize the person this message is pointing to. So take a breath. Let the noise fall away. Listen closely. Because this is not only about who is feeling drawn to you, it is also about why your presence has become unforgettable to someone who never planned to feel this much, this fast, or this deeply. There is a soft energy around you right now, and even if you have not fully named it, part of you has already felt it. You may have sensed it in the silence after a conversation, in the way someone looks at you a little too long, or in the way your mind returns to one person for no clear reason. You may have doubted yourself and called it coincidence. You may have pushed the thought away because it felt too unexpected. But what your heart has been picking up is not empty imagination. Someone younger than you has developed feelings that are not passing. This is not a quick spark that disappears with time. This is not a playful interest that fades the moment life gets busy. Their feelings stay with them in the morning. They stay with them at night. Even when they try to focus on other things, your presence remains in the background of their mind like a song they cannot stop hearing. And what confuses them most is how natural it feels. You do not feel like a distraction to them. You feel like peace. You feel like something important. Maybe that is why their voice shifts when they speak to you. Maybe that is why they keep finding reasons to be near you, to help you, to ask one more question, to stretch one more moment. None of that is accidental. Attraction can be loud, but real feeling is often quiet at first. It lingers. It studies. It watches. And right now, whether you have fully accepted it or not, someone younger is carrying you in their heart with more sincerity than you know. Part of you may still be asking, why me? What could someone younger possibly see in me that would make them feel this strongly? If that question has crossed your mind, it says more about the wounds you carry than the truth of who you are. Maybe life has made you doubt your light. Maybe disappointment taught you to lower your expectations. Maybe you have looked at yourself through the eyes of pain for so long that you forgot other people see something very different. They see depth. They see calm. They see a person who has been through enough to become real, and that matters more than you think. You walk into a room and change the feeling of it without trying. You listen in a way that makes people feel safe. You carry experience, and even your silence has meaning. This younger person sees that. They notice the way you respond instead of react. They notice the strength in your eyes, the softness in your tone, the quiet confidence that only comes from surviving difficult things and still choosing not to become bitter. Stay with me, because this is where it gets deeper. They are not drawn to you because you are older. They are drawn to you because being near you gives them something rare in this world. It gives them relief. It gives them steadiness. It gives them the feeling that not everything has to be confusing, rushed, or shallow. And in a world full of noise, your energy feels like shelter. That is the first reason their heart keeps moving toward you. You bring them peace. The world they live in can feel fast, demanding, messy, and full of pressure. They may be carrying stress they do not talk about. They may be trying to prove themselves, trying to figure out who they are, trying not to break under the weight of everything expected from them. Then they come around you, and something changes. Their breathing slows, their thoughts settle. The pressure lifts for a moment. Around you, they do not feel like they need to perform. They do not feel judged. They do not feel lost. They feel held by your presence even when you are doing nothing special at all. That kind of peace is powerful. People remember who makes their nervous system relax. People remember who makes life feel less sharp. You may think your calm nature is ordinary because you live inside it every day, but to someone else, especially someone still learning how to find balance, it can feel extraordinary. It can feel healing. It can feel like home. And if you have noticed them watching you in quiet moments, that may be why. They are not only looking at your face, they are studying the way you carry energy. They are taking in the steadiness you built over years, the kind that cannot be faked. Keep listening, because the next reason reaches even closer to the heart. Peace may have drawn them in, but it is not the only thing making this bond grow stronger. There is something else you give them without even realizing it. And to them, it means everything. The second reason is that you make them feel seen in a way they are not used to. When you ask how they are, you actually care about the answer. When they speak, you listen. When they share something small, you remember it later. You may think these are basic acts of kindness. To them, they are not basic at all. They are rare. So many people are half present. So many conversations are rushed, distracted, empty. But with you, they feel noticed. They feel like their thoughts matter. They feel like their story matters. You may not understand how deeply that affects a person who is used to being overlooked, dismissed, or only valued for what they can offer on the surface. Around you, they feel more confident, more capable, more alive. Something in your attention calls out the best parts of them. You do not force it. You do not even try. It happens naturally. And that is why this has touched them so deeply. They are not only attracted to you, they feel emotionally nourished by you. They feel stronger when you believe in them. They feel more honest when you are around. They feel like they do not have to hide the uncertain parts of themselves. That is a rare bond. So if they remember small details about you, if they light up when you speak, if their mood shifts the moment you enter a space, do not dismiss it. Their heart is reacting to more than charm. It is reacting to emotional safety. And that kind of connection does not happen every day. In a moment, I will tell you the third reason. And that one explains why they cannot simply move on, even if they have tried. The third reason is something harder to explain and impossible to fake. They are deeply drawn to your essence, not just your appearance, not just your voice, not just the idea of you. Your essence, the full blend of your warmth, your wisdom, your humor, your scars, your patience, your way of seeing life, your way of speaking when you mean something, the softness in your eyes, the quiet strength under your smile. All of it together creates a presence that feels magnetic to them. They may have tried to make sense of it in logical ways. They may have told themselves it is just admiration. They may have tried to create distance. But every time they step back, they end up thinking of you again. That is because what they feel is not built on one moment. It is built on resonance. Something in them recognizes something in you. And when that happens, the mind often catches up late. The heart knows first. This is why they replay conversations with you. This is why they hold on to little details. This is why your energy stays with them even after you leave. And if you have felt strangely awake around them too, do not ignore that. Connection moves in both directions more often than people admit. It is possible that their presence stirs something in you as well. A part of you that still wants to laugh more, feel more, hope more, dream more. That matters, because sometimes a person enters your life not just to love you, but to wake up the parts of you that have gone quiet. And when that happens, everything starts changing from the inside out. Now here is something important. The age difference is not automatically a problem. It is not automatically wrong. In many cases, it can bring a kind of balance that same-age connections never reach. You carry depth, patience, perspective. They may carry freshness, energy, openness, and a kind of emotional boldness that reminds you life is not over and love is not late. You steady them. They brighten you. You bring grounding. They bring movement. You offer wisdom. They offer renewed belief in possibility. That is not weakness. That is complement. And yes, some people may have opinions. Some will always reduce deep things into simple labels because that is easier than understanding them. But the truth is, real connection does not always follow social expectations. Hearts do not sit down with a calendar before they open. Souls do not count years the way people do. What matters is respect, honesty, mutual care, emotional maturity. If those things are present, then what is forming between two people deserves thought, not fear. You do not need to rush into anything. You do not need to force a future out of one feeling. But you also do not need to reject something meaningful just because it arrived in a way you did not expect. If this message is touching something real in you, stay open a little longer. Let life reveal more. Watch what happens. Watch how they behave. Watch how your own spirit responds when they are near. Sometimes clarity does not come all at once. Sometimes it comes through repeated signs, quiet moments, and a truth that keeps returning no matter how many times you try to push it away. You may have already seen some of the signs without giving them enough weight. Maybe they hold your gaze a little longer than they do with other people. Maybe their tone softens around you. Maybe they ask personal questions, not in a careless way, but in a way that shows they truly want to understand you. Maybe they find reasons to help, to linger, to stay close, to continue a conversation that should have ended 5 minutes earlier. Maybe they remember things you said once in passing and bring them up later with surprising care. Those signs matter. People reveal their hearts in small patterns before they say anything out loud. Watch how present they become around you. Watch if they seem nervous and calm at the same time. Watch if they glow a little more when you notice them. And watch yourself too, because your body often knows what your mind is still debating. Do you feel a shift when they walk in? Do you become more alert, more alive, more aware? That does not mean you must act immediately. It simply means something real may be happening. And if it is, there is no need to crush it under fear before it has a chance to breathe. Let conversations unfold. Let eye contact speak. Let trust build slowly. Love does not always need a dramatic beginning. Sometimes it grows in steady moments, in quiet attention, in the feeling that being with someone is becoming less effort and more ease. That is often how deep bonds begin, not with noise but with recognition, not with pressure but with a pull that keeps returning. There may still be a voice inside you saying, "Be careful. What if this is only admiration? What if it passes? What if I am reading too much into it?" Those are fair thoughts. They come from your wish to protect yourself, and maybe to protect them too. But caution does not have to become self-sabotage. You can stay wise without becoming closed. You can remain grounded without pretending you feel nothing. And if this younger person is holding back, there is a good chance they feel your hesitation. They may worry that you see them as too young, too unsure, too inexperienced. They may fear rejection long before they ever say a word. That is why your energy matters. A softer tone, a warmer response, a little more openness. Sometimes that is all it takes to show someone they are safe to be honest. You do not need to make promises. You do not need to create pressure. But if your heart feels curious, let that curiosity breathe. Let your kindness be visible. Let your presence say, "I am not shutting this down before I understand it." That kind of openness can change everything. And remember this, real love is not only about excitement. It is about recognition. It is about two people sensing that something familiar and meaningful exists between them before either one can fully explain it. When that happens, background, timing, and even age can start losing the power they once had. What remains is the quality of the bond, the truth inside it, the way it continues calling both people forward. There is also something timeless in you that this person has connected with. No matter how many years you have lived, part of you remains untouched by age. It is the part that still feels beauty in music, the part that still pauses at the sky, the part that still wants tenderness, laughter, wonder, and closeness. That part of you is alive, even if life has asked it to be quiet for a while. This younger person feels that living part of you. They may admire your outer beauty, yes, but what pulls them in goes beyond appearance. It is your spirit. It is the life still glowing inside you, and that is why they keep returning to you in their thoughts. Something about you feels both grounded and alive, mature yet open, strong yet warm. They are not only fascinated by what you have lived through, they are moved by what still shines through it. And in return, they may bring you something precious too. Their presence may wake up enthusiasm you forgot you had. Their attention may remind you that you are still desirable, still interesting, still capable of beginning again. This is one of the hidden gifts of such a bond. It does not only offer companionship, it restores reflection. It lets you see yourself through fresh eyes. And sometimes that is healing in ways romance alone cannot explain. So, if you have felt more awake lately, more emotional, more reflective, more aware of your own longing, do not be afraid of that. It may be a sign that your heart is coming back online after a long season of staying guarded. Another truth you may need to hear is this. You are not being asked to become someone new in order to be loved. You are being seen more clearly for who you already are. This younger person is not drawn to a polished version of you. They are drawn to the real you. Your history does not scare them. Your past does not make you less appealing. In fact, the life you have lived is part of what they admire. They want your stories. They want the lessons you carry. They want to know what shaped you, what broke you, what healed you, what taught you how to love in a deeper way. To them, your past is not baggage. It is texture. It is proof of your depth. And in a world where many people chase surfaces, that kind of desire is rare. To be wanted for your real self is one of the most healing things that can happen to a person. Imagine being known, not in part, but more fully. Not just for how you look on a good day, but for the honest person behind the face, the voice, the daily routine. That is the kind of bond this message points toward. A bond where you do not have to hide your age, your scars, your lessons, or your tenderness. A bond where your humanity is not too much. It is the very thing that draws them closer. If you have spent years feeling misunderstood, then this kind of attention can feel almost unreal. But stay with it. Sometimes the very love you think is least likely is the love that sees you best. And yes, you may worry about power, balance, or whether moving towards someone younger could become unfair in some way. The fact that you think about that already says something good about you. It shows integrity, it shows care. It shows that your heart is not careless with people. But adults are still capable of making real choices, and respect means allowing another person the dignity of their own feelings when they are sincere. If your intentions are clean, if your care is honest, if you are not trying to control, use, or mislead them, then your caution does not need to turn into guilt. You are allowed to receive love without assuming you have done something wrong. You are allowed to explore a connection slowly and responsibly. You are allowed to take your time and still remain open. Those two things can exist together. Go gently. Be clear. Let mutual respect lead. Let time reveal character. Let actions speak louder than fantasies. That is the mature way to approach something like this. And if, in the end, you decide not to move forward, that choice is valid too. This message is not here to push you. It is here to bring light to what may already be true. It is here to remind you that being wanted is still possible for you. Being chosen is still possible for you. Being deeply loved is still possible for you. Whether this becomes romance, a meaningful turning point, or simply a mirror that helps you see your worth again, something important is already happening. You are being reminded that your heart is not finished, your story is not closed, and your capacity to be cherished has not expired. So do not rush to define everything today. Let this unfold with wisdom. Let silence reveal what words have not said yet. Let repeated signs show you what one moment cannot. If this person is genuine, consistency will prove it. Their care will not vanish overnight. Their attention will not depend only on mood. Their respect will deepen, not fade. That is what you watch for now. Not grand promises, not fantasy, steady truth. And while you watch, let yourself receive the quiet medicine hidden in all this. Let yourself feel beautiful again. Let yourself feel desired again. Let yourself believe that your years have added to you, not taken from you. Time has made you richer, deeper, wiser, and more compelling than you know. The right person does not look at that and see less. They look at that and see treasure. This younger person may already see the beauty you overlook, the strength you treat as ordinary, the grace you no longer notice because you carry it every day. Let that possibility soften something in you. Let it help you look at yourself with kinder eyes. And if your spirit has been asking for a sign that love has not forgotten your address, maybe this is one. Maybe this unexpected pull, this younger heart, this new warmth moving into your life is not here to confuse you. Maybe it is here to remind you that love still knows how to find you, even now, even here, even in a form you did not expect. Carry this feeling with you after these words end. Someone may be closer than you think, holding more tenderness for you than they have been brave enough to say. They may be wondering if you could ever see them the same way. They may be hoping for a small sign from you, a little softness, a little invitation, a little proof that the door is not closed. You do not need to force destiny. You do not need to chase what is meant to grow, but you can stay open, you can stay aware. You can let your heart breathe instead of locking it away at the first sign of fear. If this connection is real, clarity will come. And if it is meant to bless your life, it will do so with truth, respect, and peace. For now, remember this. You are not forgotten. You are not past your season. You are not too late for love. You are still magnetic, still meaningful, still capable of stirring deep feeling in another soul. Let that sink in. Let it reach the places in you that stopped expecting tenderness. And if this message found you at the exact moment you needed it, take that as your reminder to trust what your heart has been quietly noticing. Something is opening. Something is moving closer. Someone younger may already be loving you in silence, and the next chapter of your life may begin the moment you stop telling yourself that such love could never be yours.